What is up, guys? It is Captain Justice here, and I'm going to bring you a review of the entire first season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, this is the 2012 series that's been on Nickelodeon for quite some time now, and I have been watching it ever since it aired. And the reason I'm reviewing, I would have reviewed each episode of a whole, each episode by itself, which I will be doing with the next season. I'll review one episode and then the next, then the next. But for the first season, I'm just going to review it all at once, just because by the time I had started my YouTube channel, I was already almost halfway done with the series, so I felt like I would just do it all at once. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to say right off the bat, now before I give my verdict, I will tell you a little background about the series. But wait, even before I do that, let me just say, tomorrow I am starting a brand new show called Superhuman Showdowns. So spread the word. It's going to have tons of matchups. Characters from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and more, maybe even some more. So spread the word, guys. In honor of Geek Week, I will do this. But now, here is the review. So, this show is on Nickelodeon, like I stated before, and it is the third adaptation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is in CGI, and they have already confirmed 3 seasons. This obviously being the first. The second one will premiere, I believe, this September or October. And they released a trailer for it after the season finale was over. Now my verdict. This show was phenomenal. It was awesome. It was great. There was not one episode I can say that was absolutely terrible. I'm sure there was ones that I didn't enjoy as much as others. There were some that stuck out to me the most. And those episodes were the first episodes, part 1 and part 2, as well as the 9th episode, stick out, and the season finale is going to stick out in my head for a while because it was just so good. I think it starts, when the series starts, you know it's going to be good. Just like shows like Young Justice and Spectacular Spider-Man, it gives you the perfect start of the show. It will, as soon as you watch it, you're going to love this show. Now, then the show gets better, and the show stays consistently good throughout the entire series. It starts on a very good note and ends on a very good note. I think this show is definitely something worth checking out. This is not like the 80s series where it was like they were all joking around and all eating pizza all the time, which obviously they do still eat pizza. They do still have colored masks. It's not like the original comic where it's all dark and gritty, but it was not just jokey. It had its action, it had its dark storylines, it had everything. It was like a mixture of the two. It was not as dark as the 2007 series, but it was much darker than the 80s series. 2007 movie. There was no 2007 series. There was a 2003 series. Anyway, moving on. So, definitely was great. The voice cast was great. Michelangelo had the same voice as the guy who voiced Beast Boy in Teen Titans, also voiced Michelangelo in this show. The voice cast was all around great. I love what they did with every single character. They made changes. I'm not sure if they had this from before, but they did have each person, well, not each person, but Donatello and Michelangelo each had a second weapon. Mikey's nunchucks could expand into like a Kasura machine. Am I saying that right? Probably not. Let me know if you know in the comments. And Donatello's staff can make a blade come out of it, but he I think I can only remember one episode that he did that. As for Michelangelo, he used his chain a lot. I did think, once again, the voice cast was great, and I love that Donatello had a missing tooth, which for some reason just seemed really good. I like that each person had a different design. Raph had a crack on his shell to show he was tough. And here's one thing I like about Raph, or Raphael. He didn't have his Italian accent. Or New York accent, and I like that. I like it because why? Not that I don't like the accent. I have nothing against accents. It's just I never quite understood why only one of the four turtles would have an accent. If anything, wouldn't he have a Japanese accent? Because Splinter has a Japanese accent? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Splinter, by the way, was great in the show. April O'Neil. I like what they did with her father. I like what they did with Shredder. Shredder was one of the highlights of the show. Everyone was a highlight pretty much, but Shredder has a scarred face, and his daughter Karai was a highlight. Now, I'm not sure if you know who Bebop and Rocksteady were, but they were two characters from the 80s series, and they were replaced by two different characters, Dog Pound and Fish Face, which, in my opinion, are definitely a good replacement. Sure, I would have liked to see this series' take on Bebop and Rocksteady, and who knows, maybe they'll do that later. But I know that they were definitely interesting characters. I liked, they were made up for this series. There were a lot of characters actually made up for this series. And here's one thing that was completely changed from the 80s series. Krang. Krang was now, instead of it being just one guy, it was now, and not even that. See, the 80s series, the villains were all a joke, but not anymore. Shredder was not even close to a joke, and the Krang were, I guess the way they talked, it was funny, kind of, because they always talked in a not sophisticated, but they always were so specific about everything they said, and that was kind of funny. But they were an army now, not just one person. They were an army. Each Krang carried a chainsaw gun, kind of like a chainsaw gun. I think from Gears of War or something. I'm not sure, but it was a blaster. And I like what they did with Krang. And episodes always had it was just interesting. They had a completely different plot in every single episode, and they also had tons of mutants that they fight, and there are even more new ones late in the next series, or next season, so I'm definitely excited. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the next season so much. One character that was actually not in the first season, which I was kind of surprised about when the trailer first came out, was Casey Jones. Casey Jones is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sidekick, and he was actually not in this show, but he is confirmed to be in the second season, so I'm definitely excited for that. And I didn't miss Casey at all. I thought I would, but I wouldn't, because this show just kept me interested, and I didn't really... I'm sure I thought about him, but it wasn't like we needed him in the series. I liked it, how it was. I liked everything. I liked how they're constantly building up till the second season. Now, although this show was not all serious, all the characters had at least a little jokiness, especially Michelangelo. And speaking of jokes, this guy Baxter Stockman, he is not part fly or whatever like he is in the 80s, which I'm happy about. Believe me, there are enough mutants in this show. I don't need to fly. Baxter Stockman is a genius guy, but he's also he's an idiot and a genius. He's a genius with technology and creating stuff, but he's an idiot as far as being a supervillain goes. It's just so funny. There was this one episode where it was he kept saying for everything he created, it's Monster of Doom, Missiles of Doom, all this stuff. There are a few parts sometimes in the series I laugh out loud. It's a very good series. 10 out of 10. definitely recommend you check it out. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys thought about the series down in the comment section below. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reviews. See you guys next time. Goodbye.